Be sure it's true when you say I love you. It's a sin to tell a lie. Millions of hearts have been broken just because these words were spoken. I love you, yes I do, I love you. If you break my heart, I'll die. So be sure that it's true when you say I love you. It's a sin to tell a lie. Certain quand tu dis tu m'aimes, c'est une pêche de bandit. Millions de cœurs sont cassés simplement parce que ces mots ont été parlés. Oui, je t'aime, est-ce que tu m'aimes? Je t'aime. C'est une pêche de bandit. Être sûr, c'est vrai. Quand tu dis je viendrai, c'est une pêche de bandit. Être sûr, c'est vrai. Quand tu dis je viendrai, c'est une pêche de bandit.
Merci beaucoup. Thank you all so much for coming to the Jazz Museum here in New Orleans today. My name is Ashley Orlando, and I'm very excited to share some of my favorite French and traditional jazz songs with you and kind of tie them together a little bit because there are a lot of links that not everybody knows about. Let me quickly introduce the band to you. We've got Ben Redwine on clarinet. This is Adam Bach on bass. And Ed Wise on, Adam Bach on the tiny bass, no, guitar, Ed Wise on bass. And I'm going to play an even smaller instrument called an ukulele for this next song. This was a Nat King Cole hit, Love, but it also, he took it internationally. So we're going to do a little bit of the French version for you.
Je t'ai dit en quittant Paris, je m'en vais le velours, mais je sais bien qu'un jour que je le pourrai, dans ton pays je reviendrai. Toi qui ne m'avais rien répondu, je sais que tu ne m'avais pas cru. Tu peux avoir confiance en moi, je ne repartirai pas. All that I'm gonna give to you. Love is more than just a game for two. In love can make it, take my heart, but please don't break it, 'cause love was made for me and you. I'm telling you, love was made for me and you.
All right, so I have the privilege to be able to speak this beautiful language they call français, le français. And one of the first songs that I learned in French was an Edith Piaf hit. You probably heard before. It's called La Vie en Rose. And I see people shaking their head, yes. Well, amazingly, you may not know this part of the story. She wrote it, and she offered it to another singer who said, I don't want that ridiculousness. So nobody did it for a little while. Eventually, another singer did cover it, changed a word here or there. And still, people were telling Edith that, it's probably not going to be much of a hit. But about a year later, she finally decided to cover it. And that is the song that ended up making her internationally famous. So this is our rendition of La Vie en Rose. Les yeux qui font baisser les miens, un rire qui se perd sur sa bouche. Voilà le portrait sans retouche de l'homme auquel j'appartiens. Quand il me prend dans ses bras, il me parle tout bas, je vois la vie en rose. Il me dit des mots d'amour, des mots de tous les jours, et ça me fait quelque chose. Il est entré dans mon cœur une part de bonheur dont je connais la cause. C'est lui pour moi, moi pour lui dans la vie. Il me l'a dit, l'a juré pour la vie. Et dès que je l'aperçois, alors je sens en moi mon cœur qui bat. Des nuits d'amour à plus finir, un grand bonheur qui prend sa place. Des ennuis, des chagrins s'effacent, heureux, heureux à en mourir. Quand il me prend dans ses bras, il me parle tout bas, je vois la vie en rose. Il me dit des mots d'amour, des mots de tous les jours, et ça me fait quelque chose. Il est entré dans mon cœur une part de bonheur dont je connais la cause. C'est lui pour moi,
la vie arrosée. When you press me to your heart, I'm in a world apart, a world where roses bloom. And when you speak, angels sing from above. Everyday words seem to turn into love songs. Give your heart and soul to me, and life will always be la vie heureuse.
Give it up for Ben Redwine and clarinet. All right, this next song is going to be a trio. And one of the things that I have really enjoyed, I am a native Louisianian, but I moved away several times. I lived in Europe. I lived in Texas, which sometimes might as well be Europe. It's a little different. But coming back last summer has been a dream because I've been diving into the French side of Louisiana, but also the traditional jazz side. And one thing that really struck me, I'd heard this my whole life when I lived here as a kid, but I didn't make the connection until recently, is that Caribbean feel in the music of traditional jazz. You hear a lot of clave and you hear a lot of that Caribbean rhythm. So this next song is one that was originally written by a French Caribbean singer and guitarist. His name is Henri Salvador. And he grew up learning guitar from the Django Reinhardt recordings. So he would listen to those recordings. And eventually he got to work with Django Reinhardt in the 1940s. But this song is said to have potentially influenced Antonio Carlos Jobim, who eventually created the Brazilian bossa nova rhythm. So this is a little bit of French Caribbean for you. It's called Dans mon île.
Jamais rien en ce doux soleil qui nous caresse et l'on paresse sans songer à demain. Dans mon île, ah comme il fait doux, bien tranquille, près de ma doudou, sous les grands cocotiers qui se balancent en silence, nous rêvons de nous. Dans mon île, un parfum d'amour se faufile dès la fin du jour. Elle accourt maintenant dans ses bras dociles, douce et fragile, dans ses plus beaux atouts. Ses yeux brillent et ses cheveux bruns, ses papilles sur le sable fin, et nous jouons au jeu d'Adam et Ève, jeu facile qui nous ont pris, car mon île, c'est le paradis.
So if anyone was wondering, that song is all about doing nothing. If you didn't get that feel, being on an island, dans mon île literally means on my island, we would enjoy the breeze, we would enjoy the little things, we would enjoy each other, and we wouldn't worry about all the craziness going on around us. All right, it would not be a true French traditional jazz set, in my opinion, if we didn't have a little Sidney Bechet. So this next song is one that is one of his lesser known tunes. It was made famous most recently because it was in the introduction of the movie Midnight in Paris. It's called Si tu vois ma mère. And Sidney originally wrote it as an instrumental, but it also has beautiful lyrics that were added later. So we're going to do a version of that. I invite you to imagine yourself strolling down the streets of Paris, looking at the Seine, watching people sit in the cafes and watch the passers-by.
Quand je pense à toi, soudain je revois, je ne sais pourquoi, le jardin fleuri, d'où tout m'a souri quand je suis partie. Souviens-toi. Depuis ce temps, je voyage et sur toutes les routes, à jamais dans doux visage, qu'un rêve effleure demeure, car le temps qui fuit au vent de l'oubli passera sans bruit, sans rien effacer. Maman, tout le sait, rien ne peut changer le passé. Je me souviendrai de tes yeux jusqu'à mon dernier jour, maman, mon plus tendre amour.
Si tu vois ma mère. All right, this next song is one that I threw in this set purely because when I play and when I sing, I like to have fun. So this is Bye Bye Blackbird. It's a traditional jazz song, and we're gonna play around with it a little bit. Singing low, I said bye, bye, blackbird. Where somebody waits for me, sugar sweet, so is he. Bye, bye, blackbird. No one here could love or understand me. Oh, what hard luck stories they all hand me. I said make my bed and light the light. I'll arrive late tonight. Blackbird, bye bye. Said bye, 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 blackbird. Where somebody waits for me, sugar sweet, and so is he. Bye, 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 blackbird. No one here could love or understand me. Oh, what hard luck stories they all hand to me. I said make my bed and light the light, 'cause I'm coming home late tonight. Blackbird, bye bye. I said blackbird, bye bye. So does anyone know what this is? Yes, and you may think, well, that's kind of funny for a jazz instrument. But if you go downstairs and you look at one of the exhibits about Danny Barker in the hallway, there is what he called, apparently, a kazoot. It's a long kazoo. So I love throwing that in and showing people that you can play jazz and sing jazz with all kinds of instruments, right? When people were first creating this traditional jazz form, they didn't have the fanciest instruments to play, but they made their own. They couldn't help but let the music come through their fingers and through the objects that they were using. So this next song is a Django Reinhardt tune. I'm not going to give you a whole backstory about it, but it was originally written by a Ukrainian poet a long, long time ago, and his version is the one that made it famous today. So this is called Dark Eyes, or in French, Les Yeux Noirs. Dans tes grands yeux noirs, je me suis perdue. J'attends un regard, le cœur suspendu. Je t'aime tellement fort, toi qui me fais peur. Est-ce un mauvais sort ou la mauvaise heure? Et autour de nous chantent les cigales. Tout le monde s'en fout, s'enivre au champagne. Dans tes beaux yeux noirs, je sens mon amour et mon désespoir. Ah, le chant est sourd. 1, 2, 3. Je perds la raison à chercher tes bras, brûlant de passion. Viens, embrasse-moi dans tes beaux yeux noirs. L'étrange lumière animée le soir de tous les mystères. Stop time, here we go. Je suis fou de toi, mon beau aux yeux noirs, même si je ne sais pas où va notre histoire. C'est pas ma passion, les yeux noirs que j'ai fait cette chanson. Oh, du dernier. Give it up for Adam Bach on guitar, Ed Wise on bass. All right, this next song is a Creole tune, and I'm really excited. Lately, I've been diving into Creole French in addition to the French that I already speak. This is traditionally from New Orleans. I don't think anybody knows exactly who wrote it, but I'm hoping that you will participate with us on this song because it only has a handful of words. And the main ones that you need to know are et la ba. Can you say that? Et la ba. Yes. Et la ba. Et la ba, cher. Comment ça va? Yeah, y'all are experts already in 5 seconds. So what you are saying, because I know sometimes you might be hesitant to say something, you don't know what it means. In French, it translates to, hey, over there. Là-bas is over there. So it's kind of like, hey, over there, you. How are you doing, dear? And the comment ça va is the how are you doing part. So cher is dear. If I was a man, I would say chérie for a woman. So we're going to say cher today. All right, and it's got just a few notes. So repeat after me whenever you hear me do something. Just try to do that. But even if you don't sing any notes, as long as you say et là-bas, you're good to go. All right?
Cher, comment ça va? Et là-bas, et là-bas, et là-bas, cher, comment ça va? Mon cher cousine, mon cher cousin, mon lait met toute la cuisine. Mon manger plein, mon boire du vin, ça pas coûté à rien. Et là-bas, et là-bas, et là-bas, cher, comment ça va? Et là-bas, et là-bas, et là-bas, cher, comment ça va? Moi, aller au Lahal pour acheter saucisson cochon. Non, tu n'as pas saucisson cochon. Dis donc moi saucisson piment. Et là-bas, et là-bas, et là-bas, cher, comment ça va? Moi aller au lac glaciaire pour quête coubillon. Avec coubillon des fous pas bons, mais dans moins de dérangement. Et là-bas, et là-bas, et là-bas, cher, comment ça va? Et là-bas, et là-bas, et là-bas, cher, comment ça va? Tu connais Madame Joséphine? Ah, bien élevée dessus la rue Dauphine. Madame Mongo dessus la rue Congo. Tombé cassé son grand zozo. Et là-bas, et là-bas, et là-bas, cher, comment ça va? va? Et là-bas, cher, comment ça va?
Yay! Give yourselves a round of applause. That, I have to say, I sing with a lot of audiences, and y'all are pretty stellar. And before there is any confusion, I want to make sure that nobody thinks I can actually play trumpet. This is just a big kazoo. But again, it's so much fun to just be able to make music with all kinds of instruments. My husband didn't know about this thing called instrument acquisition syndrome until I decided to pick up things like the ukulele and then a kazoo and then a bigger kazoo, etc., etc. So beware. If you or a loved one decides to get into music, it is a little bit addictive. All right, the next song is one that comes originally from France. It was written by the great Charles Trenet. And in English, it's called I Wish You Love. But in French, the title is Que reste-t-il de nos amours? What is left of our love? And this song, as I mentioned, it was originally written and sung by French singers, but a tie to Louisiana that I recently discovered is that in the 1950s, Keely Smith, who sang and was married to Louis Prima for a little while, she discovered this song. She was making an album, and the record producer said, "Hey, Keely, I want to play this song for you. It's a pretty French song. You're not going to understand it, but I just want to play it for you. It's not going to be on the record." He played her that song, and as soon as he was finished, she said, "I will record whatever 11 songs you want me to sing if that song is on the record." So she sang it in English. I'm going to do it for you in French today. Que reste-t-il de nos amours? What is left of our love?
Ce soir, le vent frappe à ma porte, me parle déjà morte devant le feu qui s'éteint. Ce soir, c'est une chanson d'automne dans la maison qui frissonne, et je pense au jour lointain. Que reste-t-il de nos amours? Que reste-t-il de ces beaux jours? Une photo, vieille photo de ma jeunesse. Que reste-t-il des billets doux, des mois d'avril, des rendez-vous, un souvenir qui me poursuit sans cesse? Bonne fanée, cheveux au vent, baiser volé, rêve mouvant. Que reste-t-il de tout cela? Dites-le-moi. Un vieux village, un vieux clocher, un paysage si bien caché, et dans un nuage, le cher visage de mon passé. reste-t-il de tout cela? Dites-le-moi. Un petit village, un vieux clocher, un paysage si bien caché, et dans ce nuage le cher visage de mon péché.
Que reste-t-il de nos amours? I will let you know, if you don't speak French, that the French really know how to write a devastating love song. They can break your heart into a million pieces and then break it a little bit more. But you still want to listen to it. It's like love itself, right? And you've got somebody and you're like, oh, I know I need to get out of this, but you just want more. I have no experience with that, of course. My husband's sitting right there and he's like, mm-hmm. All right, here's another traditional jazz song in English for you. This is Just a Closer Walk with Thee, and it is a traditional spiritual. I would love if you join us at the end. I'll sing it a couple times up front so you remember the lyrics, but here we go. Just a Closer Walk with Thee. All about community singing.
Just a closer walk with thee. Grant thee, Jesus, is my plea. Daily walking close to thee. Let it be, dear Lord, let it be. Oh, I am weak, but thou art strong. Jesus, keep me from all wrong. I'll be satisfied as long as I walk. Let me walk close to thee.
Here's your part.
Just a closer walk with thee.
Granted, Jesus is my plea.
Granted, Jesus is my plea.
Daily walking close to thee.
Daily walking close to thee. Let it be.
Yeah.
Dear Lord,
Let it be. Sing that same verse over again. Here we go.
just a closer walk with thee.
Granted, Jesus.
Granted, Jesus is my plea. Daily walking close to thee. Let it be, dear Lord, let it be.
Thank y'all so much for joining us today. I hope you learned a little bit of something. I hope you had a little bit of fun. And maybe you'll be inspired to go home and listen to one or two of these songs when you get at home. But we have one more song for you by Lizzie Miles, who is someone I recently discovered. She was a Creole jazz singer born here in New Orleans, apparently on Bourbon Street, which must have been interesting. And she started singing in Sunday school. So I don't know how that works, but anyway, she went on to have a great career. She worked with Kid Ory and Bunk Johnson and Jelly Roll Morton and Fats Waller, all of the greats, toured the US and Europe. And this is her rendition of All of Me, which is kind of a sad song in general, but I like to think of it as I was afraid of doing jazz for a long time. I'm classically trained vocally. And finally, I decided to give up and say, you know, music, just take me. So all of me, have all of me. And thank you for sharing in that today.
Je suis pas bon sans vous. Prends mon cœur, j'ai pas besoin de vivre. Prends mon bras, je voudrais pertuyer. Porte à Dieu, laissez-moi avec Dieu qui pleurait. T'as qu'à pas boire cher, je suis pas bon sans vous. Parce que vous aurez pas qui est soit de mon cœur. Ah bien pourquoi pas prendre tout de moi.
Give it up for Ben Redwine, everybody. Adam Bach on guitar. On bass.
All of me, why not take all of me? Baby, can't you see I'm no good without you? Come on and take my lips, I wanna lose them. You can take my arms, 'cause really I'll never use them. Your goodbye left me with eyes that cry. How can I go on, dear, without you? Darling, you took the part that once was my heart. So why not take all
A huge thank you to the New Orleans Jazz Museum, to Danny and Travis, and everybody who helped organize this today. Thank you for coming. Have a great afternoon.